What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner, and today's video is a little bit different. We are talking about getting shot at a public shooting range. And yeah, this happened today, and it did not happen to me. This actually happened to a customer of mine, a buddy of mine, and yeah, very interesting. I will show you guys a close-up of this, but basically what we have here is my buddy was at the range this morning. This is a public shooting range that has no ROs, so no range officers. There's a few of these here in Arizona, so it's kind of weird here. I don't know how it works in every state, but we have public ranges that are outdoors, that are unmanned, but they make them so that people can shoot without having to go to the desert because there's a lot of restricted spots to shoot. Basically, we're losing spots to shoot all the time. So they've made a lot of public ranges, but the cons of that is there's no range officers. So you are your own security. Yeah, you don't know who's going to be there. So my buddy was at a public range this morning here in, well, not here, but Casa Grande, Arizona. I've been to this range before. This is where we do the Arizona Range Day shoots, which I've done a bunch of videos on my channel. At that point, we rent the range, but or my buddy rents the range. But yeah, public range, and he says there were, I don't know how many people, but there was a guy there that was being very unsafe with firearms, and he's, yeah, mean words were said from my buddy that got shot, but yeah, this guy negligently shot at him and hit them in the mag, and luckily he was wearing a plate carrier with this mag in it. So yeah, he took a round right here, and again I will show you guys a close-up, but I don't know exactly how it was set up on him. So he was a little heated when he came into the store today, a little bit more adrenaline obviously because, you know, he got shot. Now, got shot is a loose term, right, because it didn't go in his body, but I would say, you know, he got shot at the range and took a round to his plate carrier. So luckily for him, he was wearing armor, and luckily for him, his magazine caught it. I don't know if he would have had the magazine down like this. He didn't tell me how the magazine was on him, but he said he got hit in the chest. So I assume his magazine was in his carrier somewhat like this. He said it was a plate carrier, not a chest rig. There is a difference. A plate carrier has armor in it. Chest rig is just your kit, and you can run that over like soft body armor or hard armor. But yeah, he said he had his kit on. He got shot in the chest with it, and he kind of lost his mind on the guy, which fair enough. I think the guy got off easy. I asked him what happened. He basically pressed him up against the fence there and yelled at him, obviously, which was warranted, and then told him he needs to leave, can't come back. And yeah, I asked him, I was like, did you call the cops? He's like, no, just, yeah, he went off on him, which I think, again, that guy got off super easily. But yeah, he said this kid was just, a kid like probably 20s, was just being a dumbass, and yeah, pants to his ankles, trying to like be a cool guy. And I think you guys probably know, like I see this at the store all the time. I work at a gun store. We see the dudes that just, they have no care for firearm safety. And unfortunately, you could be at the range at the same time as them. So yeah, this is insane. Now, I think he's obviously lucky, right? Because he didn't get actually hit by the bullet. He said he felt it through everything. And obviously it's not comfortable, right? But yeah, he felt it through his chest rig, and I think, or his plate carrier, and I think this is a 22 bullet. So I'll show you guys a close-up, but I kind of like looked at it next to 9mm and next to 22, and the reason why I think it's a pistol round is if it was a rifle round, it would pretty much go through this. I'm like 90% sure, but I've actually had the idea to shoot a magazine with ammo in it. Not live ammo, I would do just spent casings, like 5.56 casings, and I wanted to see how durable a mag was. Someone just beat me to it. But yeah, this is crazy, and again, I think he's lucky. But comparing it to the bullets here, I do think he got hit with a 22 today because there's not much of a copper jacket. Like there's a full copper jacket here. Like this magazine caught the bullet completely, but it looks to be about the same amount of copper jacket as this 22 here. This is just copper plated hollow point. Looking at 9mm here, and again, I'll show you guys the close-up. It just, there's way too much copper jacket on the 9mm. So I think he got shot with a 22, which obviously 22s are not as dangerous as other things, but you don't want to get shot by it, right? Like if I had the choice, I would choose to not get shot. So it is cool to see that it stopped it, right? Like this is just a polymer Magpul PMag. It's a Gen 2, it's not the Gen 3, so it's got the green follower, not the blue. So this is a Gen 2 windowed PMag, and first layer stopped it. Now you figure there's some extra backing because you have your body, you have your hard armor, and then, yeah, it stopped it with enough force. There's no leeway for it to give in, so it just hit the first hard thing and stopped, which is cool. So I don't know. I don't think he would have his ammo facing up because normally you would have it facing down for when you work a reload. But yeah, like you see how I have mine, I have it down so that when I grab it, it kind of comes up like this in the gun. Now that I'm thinking about it, for me, I'm right-handed, and I don't know if he's right-handed or left-handed, but the magazine probably would have been this, and it could have even been like this. I don't know how he stores his magazines, guys, but either way, it's a good thing he was wearing it. And this also kind of comes into play, like, I know there are people that are anti-wearing their body armor, their chest rig to the range. Now, for me, I'm not going to wear it to like an indoor range, right? Like, I don't feel the need to, but I don't shit on people that do, right? Like, you can do what you want to do. I have worn it like during private events at indoor ranges, like we run drills, stuff like that. But if I'm just going to like the public shooting range with my girlfriend, chances are I'm probably not wearing my body armor. But yeah, I think it's cool that he did. And I'm all for it, guys. Like, it worked out in this case. Now, imagine if he wasn't wearing this, right? Like, this bullet probably would not go in deep into the body because it doesn't have that much energy, but still, like, this stopped him from having to go to the hospital. Like, this magazine, his plate carrier, whatever he was wearing, it stopped him from having to go to the hospital, and that could have been way worse. So that just shows you it's okay to wear this stuff at the range. I know people call it LARPing. That's fine. It's okay to LARP. I LARP too. So yeah, that's crazy. Also, we're going to talk about medical, right? Like, you should have the means to protect yourself and help yourself if something like this happens. Because if you're not wearing body armor, not wearing anything, and you take a round to the chest at the range, 22 or not, you need medical, and you need it as soon as possible. And there's a lot of medical courses you can take. I am not like a super knowledgeable guy on it. I took an IFAC course here in Arizona from Independence Training. I got my IFAC from them. And I mean, you have the basic steps to go through. It's March. So that's massive hemorrhage, airways, respiratory, circulation, and then hypothermia. I think I got that right. But again, I'm not an expert on it, but I do try to learn stuff. My buddy Mason's been on the channel a lot. He's been teaching me more, and trying to pass that information to you guys because it's important. And this shows that it's important because this happened today. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool that it stopped it. And again, I think the guy got off easy. But my buddy Preston, he's showed me this today. I was like, dude, that's crazy. Like, we were talking for a little bit, and I took a picture. I wanted to show it at some point on my channel. But he's like, dude, just take the mag and make a video out of it. I was like, oh, dang. I wasn't expecting that, but I appreciate it. He's like, I don't want the memory of that. And he was really upset because he's like, you know, he's a military veteran. He's like, I served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I didn't do all that just to get shot at home, right? Like, no, you don't want that. So firearm safety is no joke, guys. Like, it can be life or death for other people due to pure negligence, right? Like, that is completely negligent. He said the guy got pale white. And obviously the guy probably is not trying to shoot people at the range, but if you have so much negligence and like no care in the world about how you're handling that firearm, you know, your actions can have consequences. And again, he got off very lucky. Both parties got off very lucky. Like, I'm curious, how would you guys handle this in that situation? You took a round to the range from someone being negligent. How would you handle that? And let's say you're in a similar situation where something on your body caught it, did not hit like your physical skin, did not go into your body. How would you guys handle that? I'm very curious about your thoughts on that. I know a lot of you guys, and I posted this on my Instagram story today. Go follow my Instagram if you don't. It's mud_gunner on Instagram. Yeah, I posted that on my story, and I didn't say it was me, but everyone was commenting like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy. And yeah, how would you handle that? I'm curious. And I don't know exactly how I would handle it. Yeah, I just don't know. I've never been in that situation. I don't want to be in that situation. A lot of people have also commented, this is why I don't go to public ranges. I understand, right? You don't know the people around you. I shoot in the desert a lot. You guys see that. And you never know who's going to go out there shooting. But at the same time, like, I want to go shoot as much as I can. So I shoot public ranges. I shoot at ranges with no range officers. And I shoot out in the straight desert. I've never had any incidents like this. But I have had rounds land at my feet before. And I've went and told people, like, hey, your rounds are landing right at our feet. So I've had close calls, like as far as rounds landing within 5 feet of me, but nothing direct hit like that. And this is a direct hit. Like, this is not a ricochet. He says like the guy just shot and it hit him. And I don't think it's a ricochet. Like, the full bullet's there. There's still most of the lead in there. There's a bullet. I see the gunpowder coming out from some of this 5.56 ammo. And I'm not going to unload this at all. I'm just going to leave it as is. Again, he gave it to me as kind of a display. Weirdly enough, I'm building up an odd assortment of displays. I shot this lower about a week ago, shot it with 300 blackout, and it caught a copper jacket, which is pretty cool, so I'm leaving that in there. I shot 50 BMG at a bowling ball, and a 13-pound bowling ball caught the copper jacket, so I got that. One time at our store, this blown up M16 upper came through. I assume this was full auto, but I don't know. But yeah, this thing, it's a Colt upper, Colt bolt carrier group, but yeah, this thing just split down the middle. I don't know what I want to do with it. I kind of want to shoot it, but it looks pretty cool as is. So I'm building an odd assortment of just random stuff like this, either through stuff that I shoot and stuff that I acquire. I hope I don't ever have to save something that happens to me, but yeah, try to be as safe as I can. Always have medical with me. If I'm out in the desert, I always have either my chest rig or my plate carrier. And if I have my chest rig, I have soft body armor. The nice thing is, if that's a 22, which again, I'm 90% sure it's a 22, this would stop it, this would stop it. Even your magazines, guys, like that magazine stopped it and that's all it took. Now the magazines in my plate carrier are steel FN mags, mainly for my SCAR. So like stuff like this is pretty durable, and this adds as a layer of protection to your body. So it doesn't hurt to have it. I'm basically running pmags similar to what he has in my chest rig. So this is a Gen 3 pmag, this is a Gen 2 pmag, but I mean, with obviously right ammo, it could stop apparently 22. I think it would mostly stop a 9mm, but I do think a standard 9mm is gonna blow through most of it. But then hopefully if you're wearing other stuff, right, it'll stop it. Like if I'm wearing the soft body armor and the chest rig, it's 100% gonna stop it. And the magazine is gonna take a lot of that initial force, but you're still gonna feel it. But yeah, I think what I'd like to do is I will shoot a magazine, not a loaded magazine, but a magazine with spent 5.56 casings. And we'll do a video and I'll just shoot a couple different ones with 22, 9, see how it goes. I mean, rifle rounds are gonna zip right through, but I'll just put it on a hard backing and see what stops it. But yeah, very interesting. And I mean, the other potential risk to this is if it would have hit near the back and hit a primer, the primer will set off the round. Now there's no barrel or rifling for it to concentrate that energy, so it's just gonna blow in whatever direction, but that's still lethal, right? Like if that hits you right here and it shoots up into your neck, that could still kill you. So yeah, he got lucky that it hit basically center here, so it did not ignite any primer. But yeah, there's definitely gunpowder that's popping out. I see it. So I want to just leave it like that. But just wanted to show you guys this crazy story. Thank you, Preston, for giving me the mag. I'm sorry that you had to take a bullet for it, but I do appreciate you allowing me to share it with my YouTube followers. So guys, please be smart. Take medical. I know not all of you take medical to the range, and that's okay. Well, it's not okay. I understand because at some point I didn't, right? Like when I first got into guns, I didn't know all this stuff, but just have it with you. Even if you're not an expert on how to do it, right? Like I'm not an expert. I know how to use most of the basic stuff now, but just have a basic first aid kit and a basic IFAK. Like this is a mini IFAK from North American Rescue. This has the bare minimum requirements to like potentially save your life or someone else's. So, and if anything, maybe someone else knows how to use it. But I would recommend taking a Stop the Bleed class. They're free here in Arizona for a lot of places. Depending on your state, you guys might have them too. But IFAK courses are where it's at. I took the one from Independence Training, and I got this kit, and I had to buy the kit. It's not like they just give it to you, but yeah, I got a full kit here, and I've been adding. You guys see on my channel, I try to add when I can. I did a video yesterday about adding this first aid kit to my house and some other stuff, so trying to add stuff. And this just, you know, confirms that you always need it, and you never know when you're gonna need it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts in the comments, but I'm happy he's okay.